don't know if this is recording or not, or what you can see. Are you able to see me? I have no idea. But I decided to give stand-up paddleboarding a try. This is I might have been on a paddleboard maybe half a dozen times. This obviously ain't the best time of year to be trying it out because it's January and it's cold. So, I'm not going to be in the water for long. But I did want to talk about why I decided to switch to paddleboarding. Because as a lot of you know, I used to be like a big kayaker. I was kind of like, people knew me as a kayaker. On YouTube, I got a lot of views. I moved away from the ocean and I kind of stopped kayaking afterwards. And ultimately the reason why is transporting the kayak on the car. It is such a pain to put the thing on the roof. And I have to worry that this 17-foot long kayak, that the roof racks are not spaced out far enough, and that the leverage it generates is just going to rip one of them off while I'm driving. So I couldn't stand bringing it anywhere, and as a result I went years without kayaking. Years. So I tried using the packable kayaks that pack into a suitcase and then you can unfold it and put it together, and they were okay, but there's such a huge drop in performance in those folding kayaks as opposed to the hard shells that I just never could do it. I didn't like the drop in performance, so I just stopped using them. And I tried paddleboarding a couple times here and there, but I did notice that with the inflatable paddleboards, there really is not this huge drop in performance as opposed to the hard shell ones. So I started thinking, maybe I should just get an inflatable paddleboard, which is what I did. I got this from Sea Gods, which actually, I have a link in the video description for this this paddleboard. If you click it, you can save some money on it. I think it's 10%, but don't quote me on that. I'll put the percentage in the description. So yeah, scan the QR code or click that link and you can save 10% or whatever it is while the offer lasts on this Sea Gods paddleboard that I'm using. Yeah, so check that out. But anyway, I come to find that the performance degradation between the inflatable paddleboards and the hard shells, it's not that much. So I decided to take a leap, and I bought this thing not too long ago. I bought it over the winter around Christmas time. You can save a lot of money around that time, so that's why I did it. And yeah, I used it once before this around December, and this is the second time I'm on it. So I actually really do like it. I gotta say that it's a lot more comfortable than kayaking, because in this thing you can move around, whereas in a kayak you're kind of locked in position. Your legs are locked in that position and you can get cramps on your legs and such. It's really not comfortable, I find. But with this, you can stand up on it, obviously. You can sit with your legs out straight. You can sit the way I am now. I don't know if I'm going to try standing on it today because I really don't want to fall in the water because my wetsuit is not quite good enough for these temperatures. Okay, yeah, all right, well, again, I'm new at this, so. But yeah, I mean, they're a lot more comfortable to sit in, and I actually find that these things are pretty fast. I was expecting it to be a lot slower than my kayak, but it's not. I can get around pretty quickly in this thing, surprisingly. And they're more versatile because with the kayak, it is what it is. Like, there's no changing it. But with this, since you can inflate it, you can underinflate it, for instance, and give the boat more rocker. That's what I did. I actually underinflated it, so this is going to have a little bit more rocker, and it's going to be more maneuverable. These have clip-on fins, is what they call them. In the kayak world, they're called skeds. In the stand-up paddleboard world, it's called a fin. But yeah, you can clip on various fins, and you can make it track straight if you want. I don't have a fin on this, I'm just using it as is. But yeah, it's very versatile. This will be really nice to go fishing off of because you can actually sit with your feet dangling in the water, which is really nice. You know, I guess I resisted getting a paddleboard for a long time, but I finally just bit the bullet and got one. And I'm glad I did. I like it more than kayaking. I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna kayak anymore. I will, but I'm gonna be doing this a lot more. Which, by the way, I got a website going where I write some blogs about kayaking. I'm gonna write some about stand-up paddleboarding too. I got a link in the description for that as well. If you wanna check out my website, it's pretty cool. It's maddysgear.com is what I'm calling it. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of paddle around and enjoy myself for a little while until I get too cold and go back to the beach. My hand's going numb a little bit, so I gotta get back to the beach. This equipment I'm wearing is pretty old. It's not really that good anymore.